So, hello YouTube, welcome back to Blitz Wizard 94, and today is going to be a very interesting video. No, there's not clickbait. I actually did play agadmator. I played Antonio in just a couple hours. I played them yesterday. This video is probably released on Thursday, I presume. And yeah, I played them on Wednesday, so yesterday. And it was on chess, so it was pretty interesting as well. Agadmator, is the #1 chess YouTuber. He has over 1 million subscribers, and I don't really have much to say about him. He's just a very nice guy. I want to get into it. It was very interesting. So let's get into it. Going into the game. Sorry if I spoiled it. Let me just turn on the analysis. We get e4. And then, actually, let me turn off the sound really quickly. Silent, there we go. So we get the Scandinavian defense. Obviously, agadmator, he always plays the Scandinavian. It's one of his favorite openings to play as black. He took with the queen. Very normal, nothing too bad. I decided to just develop my knight. And here, you could play lots of things. Obviously, you have this move, and he decides to go for queen d6. Queen d6 is way interesting. Queen d6 is one of the main options. You can play queen d6. You can go here. So you can go here. You can go queen d6. You could go back. Some people even play queen d6 check, with the point being that you want to try and shock your opponent. Agadmator plays queen d6. I played knight f3, developing my knight. He develops. I play bishop e2. He plays a6. I think this is just a move. The point is that he doesn't want to allow my knight to just jump in to a g4 square as both my pieces are attacking it. I castle. He develops the knight. I play d3, and this kind of makes it just an equal game. But here he plays bishop g4. I play bishop e3. He queenside castles, and here he played h3. And now, the position, it looks fine. I'm actually going to turn off the analysis here. What would you play as black in this position? You have lots of chances. You have lots of ideas. You can go from something like d5, maybe even g6, try and be kill the bishop, or just even pushing the pawns. G5 here this is a bad move, but again, black has so many good options here. You can even go something like knight d5, just try and trade off into a decent endgame, as white's pieces are kind of cramped. Agadmator chooses h5. And this move, it's super interesting. I don't really know what to think of it. I feel like it's just a very interesting move. I'm not sure what to think of it. The idea is if I take this, now black is just winning. You just have to take. The engine recommends g6, and I'm gonna tell you why. Once black takes, you have to move the knight. So if you move the knight somewhere else, you notice that the queen and the rook are eyeing the a2 square, and then it's just gonna be checkmate. So that would be very unfortunate. It's kind of like a fishing pole trap. So after he took, obviously I cannot allow this. I can't allow this. I didn't take the bishop. I played d4, and this just makes it worse. Now it's a little bit equal. I thought the engine said it was negative, but it's just equal. Black, the engine recommends bishop takes. After knight takes, bishop takes, queen takes. You have bishop takes here. And the point is after king takes, you get this check. You block, and then you move the rook. Queen goes back, knight attacks, queen goes here, and now you have this check. This is a very engine-like analysis. The point is that once the king goes back, you have this check, and now you're forced to agree to a draw here, as you can't really allow it. If the king tries to go running, you get this move, and you force a trade. You get this check, king, and then you just lose the rook. So you can't really allow it. You're gonna be down the exchange, and so white, black is just forced to go into this perpetual. You have to just go back. You have to take the perpetual. In the game, something interesting happened. I didn't play none of this. I played d4, and then he plays g5. This is a very interesting move, and white has a +2 advantage here, and I just took the pawn with the bishop. This is the wrong choice. Here you're supposed to take with the knight, and the engine recommends moving the bishop back. And then after bishop f3, it says the position is kind of equal, and once you take here, you take, you trade, and then after rook takes, and pawn takes, white has a superior advantage because of the isolated pawns. These pawns are very, very weak. It's not that good for black. Black is a little bit cramped. Obviously, you can develop the bishop, but this should be holdable, but the weak pawn just makes it hard for black to consolidate any advantage in the center. So, moving back, this move just very looks ugly. G5 was very ugly. Obviously, I just took. I'm a greedy pawn grabber, and I'm going to turn off the analysis again. What would you play as black here? Antonio played bishop takes. No, sorry, not bishop takes. He played rook g8. I played bishop takes f6. He took with the queen. And now I took. And the engine says this actually, it's slightly winning for white. Here, he takes back. I play knight h2. I'm just going to go here. Alright. And here we get knight takes d4. Again, this is not very so simple. White is winning here, but you have to be very, very precise. Obviously, you know, the queen side is open. The rook can try and line up for an attack. And Antonio just grabs the free pawn. I played knight h2, and then he just grabs the pawn. He feels like this is just a free pawn. Obviously, you know, my queen is aligned with this rook. This is not very good. You know, the knight has some very nasty discoveries. And I actually lose here. I was losing kind of a little bit of hope. But I continued. I played knight takes g4. He played queen g5. I played f3, and obviously there's a blunder because of the knight takes f3, which is a really just sad blunder. Yes, knight takes f3. I took back with the bishop, and I lose my queen. So yeah, because of this check, this is called a discovered check. When the knight moves with the check, you can see that the knight attacks the king, right? Well, the rook is aligned with the queen, so you know it's a discovered check. You get the knight, but you lose the queen. So I have 2 pieces for a queen. He plays f5, attacking the knight, and here I thought I was gonna play my knight back and, you know, defend my pawn, but then I realized that I just blundered. He took the knight. I moved my king. I was very sad at this point. I knew it was getting checkmated. I thought about, you know, just continuing, you know, because this is my first time playing agadmator. I was very disappointed with myself. I thought I would do like a bigger fight against Antonio, but here luck saves me. We get rook h8, king g3, f4, king g4, rook g8, king f5, e6, king f6, bishop g7, and king f7. Look at all these moves. The king went from here. Look at this. This is not even funny. This is just sad. It went here. It went there. So it went from here, there, and there. What is this? That is just very funny to me. The king literally just made a king walk. Look at this weird king walk. We have f5, check, and the king attacks. And black is still winning. Black is still winning here. The engine recommends queen c5. And this move is winning because if you take the rook, you get queen f8 check, king h7, and then the deadly move bishop b5. And the king cannot escape. Here, white, like the engine just recommends just sacking the bishop. If you move the king outwards, We get queen g7 check, king h5. And now, look at this, bishop f6. Oh, sorry, what happened? There we go, bishop f6. And the problem is, you know, black just controls all the squares. And, like, white is just stuck in this little box. There's no way to escape. It's very horrible for white in this situation. There's not much counterplay, but here Antonio, he blunders. He plays rook to d8, and this makes the game all equal. Here I play king takes, but now this is just checkmate 9. Here you play queen e5 check, king f7, queen f5 check, and I'm saying king e7. And now look at this, queen c5 check. You literally just go back with the queen. So you just wiggle and forth. You just go back and forth, and that's what you gotta do. Oh, sorry, I spoiled the game. So you go here. Yeah, you go here, king e7, check, king, and then check. And now you're supposed to play, like, really, the only way to prevent it is just rook d6. This is just very, very sad. You take with the queen, you go king f7, and then you go queen f8. And now king g6, queen f5, king g7, queen g5, king h7, rook d7 check, king h8, and now the simple win, queen d8. Very nice checkmate. This would have been nice for Antonio, but again, he blunders this. He makes no temptation. He thought he was winning this, and no, wait, this is not what happened. Okay, here, I took the bishop, but Antonio blunders. Instead of doing this check, he takes. That's not what he does. Wait, that's not what he does. Really? No, he doesn't do this. Wait, what? That's not what he does. Wait. Where's the game? What happened to the game? Oh yeah, here we go. Yeah. Okay, here. I took the bishop. He does this check. I play king g6. He goes rook check. I move my king. He does this check. Again, the king is on a king lock. I take. He gives another check. Look at this. The king is just going to run all the way, all across the board. And this was going to happen in 5 moves. We get king, check. King, he takes, check. Check. Block. And now white is winning. Black was winning right here. But Antonio just underestimated it. He thought that his queen was just too powerful and that I wasn't a main nut. But now after this check, after he trades, white is just winning because he's up 3 pieces. These 3 pieces counterbalance the queen because the queen is all alone. The queen doesn't have much power here. We get a4, queen gives a check, bishop blocks, check, king, and now I just take, king. I didn't even notice this pawn. Again, we were under time. I had like 24 seconds. Antonio had 9 seconds in this position. I played g4, and this is now equal. And the reason why is that you're supposed to take... Wait, where do I take, actually? Oh yeah, you're supposed to say c takes b3 en passant, king takes b3, and now the engine gives queen c5. The point is you're supposed to go bishop b6, and now you get queen b7. Wait, really? Queen b7? Wow. Wow, queen b7. Yeah, just queen b7. Like, it's so weird how the engines think. You give this check, king b7, rook d8 check, king a7, and then rook c, and then like rook c8. And yeah, this is supposed to be a draw. But instead, this is what happened. We get g4, he takes, I take. He takes back, I take back. He gives a check, I run. I block, and here we're in a scramble. Watch what happens. Check. I blunder a knight. I blunder a pawn. And here he gives the queen. I take, king. And in this position, Antonio flagged. So what can we learn from this game? Obviously it was very insane. This was the first time I ever played Antonio, and I would probably say it was a pretty lucky game. It was bullet, obviously. You know, Antonio couldn't really think that much. Neither could I. We both made subtle blunders in the end. Obviously, Antonio, you know, he miscalculated. He thought that he had a main net. Obviously, I think in move 27, obviously, you know, he had the main net. He failed to see that once this combination happens, the king can simply just run away. And now white just has these three pieces against the queen, which is very, very lonely. It doesn't have much. It needs pieces. The problem is, if you have a queen alone against three pieces, it's not going to work. You need more pieces to counterbalance the king. You need to attack the king, you need to hunt it. A few pawns along with a queen isn't going to win the game. And that's what Antonio misevaluated. He thought that he was just simply winning, but obviously a few more moves. We take, and now here white is just completely winning because the pawns and the pieces are just too much. Here he blundered, and still the computer thinks it's a draw because of the repetition. My king is just it's super open, so there's lots of checks, and well, here there's actually like a very interesting idea. Actually, no, wait, what am I doing? I thought that there was like a main for black, but there isn't. I forgot that, you know, you could just take. Yeah. So again, like, this just felt more like a game of deception for skill. You know, we're both playing bullet. We're both 2200s. We're like thinking, what are we gonna do? And you know, bullet relies on luck. You can't really always count on your skill. You have to count on resources, and just pray that, you know, these techniques and you know, tactics will actually help you. You need pattern recognition, you need memorization, and at the end, I just survived in this weird game where he just gave up the queen. He thought he was gonna flag me, maybe, or maybe he just wanted to end the game when, you know, it was a little joke. And yeah, either way, it was a very nice game. I really did enjoy this. It was so much fun. I really do love this game very much. I really do hope you guys enjoyed this video. A big shout out to Antonio. I really could not be more happier for him. And to be honest, I think I have a clip, not a clip, but like, I did comment in the chat box how I was so happy because of him. I even will post a link in the description. You guys can check it down below in the comment section. It would show the original game, and the chat box. You can see how I was very just happy for him. And yeah, again, I'm very happy that I won this game. I'm very happy that I got to meet him. I didn't really talk with him, obviously. To me, he is pretty much a being very powerful. He's superior. Like, I'm not distant to him, but you know, it was very nice meeting him. It was very nice playing him. Obviously, we didn't really talk. He was just fast forwarding to every game. Once this game ended, he basically just skipped it. I couldn't really rematch him. I thought I could rematch him, but he just went really quickly. He wasn't really paying attention. All the spectators, they didn't really care for me. They cared more about agadmator, so, you know, obviously they followed his games. They weren't really there for me, but still, I was very happy that I got to meet Antonio to play him. And what more could I ask? I won a game against the #1 chess YouTuber. So that's very, very fun. Overall, I hope you guys enjoyed my analysis. Big shout out to Antonio. Subscribe to him if you haven't. He's a very nice guy. He deserves more support. And, well, yeah. Thank you guys for watching. And GG. Be good people. And I know it wasn't clean, but sorry about that.